good scientist. Yeah, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's indeed actually divine that I've got an opportunity to speak after my brother, who is alleging that science is better than the art. I just want to indicate, when I was actually in Form 2, when we were choosing subjects, I was one of the best science students. And when I was actually, the classes were divided and we had to be forced to go either art or science. And I refused to do sciences. And I was suspended for 2 weeks for refusing to do sciences. And I went back to school. And because I'm glad I've always been a bad girl, even despite that suspension, I still refused. And the way I refused was to sit an exam, and knowing all the answers, I answered negatively and got 0%. And I was chased out of the science class, not because I was not smart, but because I knew at that point where I am headed, because I knew even though I made a very good scientist, I make an excellent artist. And Mr. Speaker, I have come to realize that our brothers who are in sciences will work on the science issues, but unless you have brains like us in the arts who can deal with protecting your sciences, then you'll not go far with your science. And that is why in my law class, I did my thesis for its intellectual property rights on plant genetic resources, which is part of the basis of what we are discussing here. And that is why I'd actually requested that I be given a chance to talk about the Science Museum, which is under Article 11(2)(b) of the Constitution, that provides that the government shall recognize the role of science and indigenous technologies. Mr. Speaker, the essence of my thesis was that in Africa, we have indigenous knowledge, indigenous technology, indigenous plants that are beneficial, but other communities come and take them, patent them, and sell them back to us. I've given an example of Mwarubaine. I've given an example of Endor, the Ethiopian plant in the past in this house, that has actually helped to unclog the system in the US. Of course, it is sad that I'm mentioning US at a point when Kamala Harris has lost, but nonetheless, I don't care whether she's lost or not. I am consistent in supporting women publicly, and so the loss of Kamala Harris is my loss. Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that back to my science issue, I just want to indicate that...
Honorable Millie Odhiambo, the last time I checked, Democrats can't define a woman.
Can't do what?
Can't define a woman.
Define?
A woman.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in our quarters where we are, you have always declared you are Republican. But I want to actually say that this is one of the American elections where I've been torn. On the one hand, I'm not a Trump supporter because he doesn't support the women's agenda, and I'm a very ardent supporter of women. But on the other hand, the reason why I've been torn is because of the role the Americans played in the last elections. So what goes back comes back, bites you the way it bit us. So let them live with that. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, but I'm still mourning the loss of Kamala Harris. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, let America also learn to keep off elections of other places and other areas. So it was sad, I would have really, but they've helped me because my pain is minimized somehow. Mr. Speaker, I do support my brother in this science museum because our younger people will be able to learn a lot of things that our ancestors used, our grandfathers used, our fathers used, that we have considered archaic because of new and emerging technologies. Yet these things are the ones that actually been the base for emerging technologies. So I really do thank my brother for this noble idea, and I hope that we do put resources into this, but also that it would be an example that we shouldn't only because here is talking about technologies. It's just that I've come in a bit late, but I'd have wanted to put not just technology, but indigenous knowledge as well. Because, Mr. Speaker, you discover that there's a lot of indigenous knowledge. For instance, as I've indicated, of beneficial properties of plant genetic resources. My grandfather knew almost every cure for snake bites. But now I ask everybody at home, nobody knows, because it was not stored. There was no way of storing that kind of system. So now if somebody is bitten, because in our shacks, in our rural home, there are many, many snakes, yeah? Even though now because of increased settlement, they've gone down. And because of that, they observed the way snakes, when they fight, that they can actually use some plants, and he became an expert. But who knows about that anyway? No, nobody. There are medicines for curing cancer, but yet we are having people struggling with cancer when we have herbal medicine. So for me, one of the other things that you should have actually done, Honorable Member, maybe now because you are bringing it as a motion, when you bring a bill, the bill is there. Oh, thank you. Then in the bill, please don't just provide for technology, provide for knowledge as well. Otherwise, this is an excellent idea, and I do support. Thank you.
I've seen new interest from Honorable Edith Nyenze. Could she speak before the mover replies? She will be followed by the Honorable Basil. I thought we agreed we should be winding up this quickly. We want to go to the committee of the whole House. Proceed, Honorable Edith Nyenze.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate John Kiarie for bringing up this motion on creating science museums. These museums actually will collect and display objects having scientific interests, and this will stimulate curiosity and develop inquiry minds, which will expose our children and adults to positive experience.